So we're with Jeff Nardone, Mayflower Brewing. Now you're not the head brewer, but you're responsible for this beer. If you don't mind just holding that beer up.
There you go.
Is this your second beer?
Actually, this is our cask edition ale.
Okay.
We are serving our cask edition ale here today. It was actually made in part with the chef and the general manager of the BBC came down to the brewery and helped, along with our brewers, help make this cask edition IPA.
Okay.
But Thanksgiving ale we've served actually since 2008. It is an American strong ale. It's aged with oak. And we actually take the oak spirals, put them right into the fermenter, and let them sit on that oak for about a month.
Wow.
And so it imparts that flavor in there. So.
That's great. Now tell us a little bit about the IPA. What makes it different? I mean, besides being a cask.
Sure, absolutely. Well, obviously, the cask conditioned, as you can see, is unfiltered, so it'll still take on a lot of the flavors that the brewers had intended right out of the gate.
Sure.
The flavor of the hops, the flavor of the yeast, and certainly the flavor of the malt that doesn't get stripped away from the filtering process. But what makes the RIPA a little unique is the ingredients. It's a balanced IPA, as an English IPA should be, but the way the recipe was drawn up originally, it was balanced, but balanced at a higher level. So 4 kinds of malt, 4 kinds of hops, as opposed to a lighter style.
Yeah.
We have the big Pacific West hops in there.
I thought I noticed that, like a little piney taste, as opposed to like Kentish.
Yeah, absolutely. So we use the East Kent Golding hops in our pale ale, and a little bit more earthy. But these hops here, Amarillo and Simcoe in particular, much more on the citrus end. Big strong grapefruit flavor to them. But the malt backbone in the beer helps smooth things out a little bit, so that you're not left with a puckering bitterness at the end. Although for the IPA drinkers out there, that puckering bitterness is what we're in for. But there's plenty of hop flavor, and as you can tell, that nice citrus hop aroma as well.
Oh yeah, it's delicious. I left my glass over there, but I'll be back to that soon enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now you have more working relationships with the BBC?
Yes, well, they're a local company, and we've been working with them for some time now. We're now actually serving beer at all 10 of their restaurants, as do many other craft beer companies. The British Beer Company really has a strong focus on craft beer, and we're fortunate to be one of the beers that they choose to serve in their restaurants. So, being a British influenced brewery, and a British beer company, it's a natural fit. But their obvious focus with the draft hours and supporting cask conditioned ale is towards beer, and not only beer but well-made beer. So,
thank God, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So,
well, Kathy and I just returned from London, where we did a pub crawl.
There you go.
Of course, I'm the only drinker of the two of us. And, but I noticed
holding the camera,
they were much stricter. I mean, as far as the camera, as far as having real ales and everything on cask, and they seem to exclude a lot of like really good beers that kind of play a little bit. And
I think like everything else, rules are in there to help keep us honest. And I think I can't speak for anybody else other than myself in regard to this and my own palate, my own preferences. But I think Americans are getting used to cask conditioned ale in general. As a matter of fact, just had a discussion with these ladies that were here, the first ones to pull off the cask, and getting Americans used to drinking non-carbonated beer is a big step.
Sure it is.
And then we can work on room temperature, and we can work on some of the other stricter guidelines. We may not meet some of Canberra's strict guidelines, but I'll tell you something, it still tastes pretty good.
It tastes really good.
There's nothing like getting the freshness of the hops and the freshness of the malt, and really being able to enjoy a beer that's still living and still alive, and until we can bury it and finish the cask out. So.
Okay. Jeff, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And we'll see you following around Plymouth and different areas. We'll be trailing behind you with that cask ales.
Fabulous. I don't run very fast, so it's going to be very hard to get that.
Thanks.
All right.